in their swimsuit. Like
Mm.
I felt so trashy. I felt like poop. Yeah, I really wasn't feeling good at all, and it was really bothering me. But syempre, I changed into my swimsuit then, ganyan. And then we did the task, and then okay na, okay na. And then after that, hindi ako mapakali. Like, I couldn't stop thinking about, oh my God, I wore a swimsuit in front of TV, and then I'm beside all of these girls who are so, wow, beautiful bodies, etc., etc. And obviously, I didn't see myself in the same way that I saw the other girls. And so after that, nagmuni-muni lang ako sa garden. Then I just felt really, really, really bad. Like, it felt like the lowest of lows. And I was like, oh, I can't take this every day. If I'm gonna see them every day and they're swimming and they're beautiful, and I think I don't belong, and I feel so insecure and so, ano ba yung right word? Basta I felt so ugly there. I just felt so ugly, and like I couldn't deal with this. And then it got to a point where I was already able to seek help, and then I don't think the meds were right for me, because it got to a point where after playing volleyball and after nahati yung bahay, 'di ba we were teammates, and there was a time where I lifted the water dispenser to transfer outside. And then I accidentally pressed the hot water to come out. So I burned myself. And I
Oh my
really,
god, I didn't know why you burned yourself. I just knew you burned yourself. Yung pala
yeah,
yun. Okay,
yeah,
keep
because
going.
I lifted the water dispenser. And then when I burned myself, I just got this super weird satisfaction from it. And I got this incredible urge to do it again and to
Wow.
do it more, because I couldn't feel anything anymore
Yeah,
inside. I couldn't cry, I couldn't explain how I felt, so I wanted to feel
something.
something. And then after
Wow.
that, I stayed away from the water dispenser. I really tried not to go near it because the urge was just so strong. I even have the peklat pa.
I remember you telling me that you're staying away from like the
Yeah,
cooking stuff and those kind
yeah.
of things.
And
Yung
then
pala yun.
when we started playing volleyball, syempre
Mm.
since I'm a newbie, talagang it's gonna hurt this part, right?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, and then magpapasa siya. So the reason I kept playing and playing was because I wanted it to hurt.
Oh my god, I remember you asking to play and play and play and someone play with you and you were because we all know that I mean we weren't the best at volleyball. So I was always asking why she does she really want to get better? Like it was threw me off like, oh, but yung pala yun.
So I enjoyed naman playing, but I enjoyed the pain more. So
Wow.
yeah, so sabi ko, I can't wait for this to become a bruise and then play even more tomorrow so it hurts double. Ganun na yung nasa isip ko. And then sabi ko talaga, oh shoot, that's why there's this video clip of me na kinis ni KD yung forehead ko because I was
Mm.
in the blue na pang volleyball, and I was like thinking heavily because I didn't like the thoughts that were running in my head. Like sabi ko, this is not right anymore. Why am I feeling like this?
Yeah.
And then Shania and KD were the first to find out. And then, yeah, parang kaya super bantay na sa akin si Shania lagi. And then also si KD, parang they didn't want to make me play volleyball because they knew na um, I had like that ulterior motive
Yeah. There's
deep
more
down.
behind it pala.
Yeah. So, ayun, I I had that weird extreme urge. I just wanted to feel. I wanted to hurt for some reason. And then Kuya heard. He heard me
Yeah.
um, talking about it sa lapel. And then, actually, prior to that, I already asked for a session with Doc. Pero mukhang busy pa ata nun si Doc, kaya walang time. But
Yeah.
then, Kuya heard na I had those urges. And then it was so hard for me to control because I really wanted to do
Wow.
something, to feel something I didn't understand. And then, pinatawag niya ako sa confession room. And then he was like, na, nababahala na daw siya sa sa akin. I don't remember if that's the right word. Basta he was asking me na if I think parang, is it still healthy for me to stay, if I still want to stay, or if I want to really get treated
Yeah.
outside na, because it's really serious na when self-harm comes in, diba?
Mm-hmm.
So, I just told Kuya na I really want to stay. I don't know what's happening and I don't understand why I'm having these thoughts. I don't understand where the urge is coming from because there's no trigger. There's no trigger. I don't know why I feel really bad. And then that's when I had the session with Doc, and then that's when he really said it's really part of having the major depression. It's really
Yeah.
part of that. Kahit walang trigger, it's because of the chemical imbalance in my brain, and it's making me think about all of these things that I shouldn't be thinking about. That's why I changed my meds. My new meds are supposed to balance the serotonin in my brain, and I think it's been helping naman. But of course, like, if you still get lows, like just last night, I was crying myself to sleep for I don't know what reason. I couldn't think of any reason at all, but weirdly, I felt like I wasn't good enough
Yeah.
for the people around me. Like, I felt like my loved ones are slipping away because
Wow.
I I don't know. Ever since I got out of the house, everything's changed there.
Yeah.
Like, my life has changed. I mean, it's good. It's a good change. But like, hindi ko alam bakit hindi pa ako nakaka-adjust. And like, feeling ng mga loved ones ko na I don't have the same time for them, or tinatawid ko lang sila, and that really makes me feel so bad. And it makes me feel like I'm doing my best but it feels like it's not enough. So just last night I was just like crying myself to sleep. Sabi ko, I don't know how to deal with this anymore. Ganun talaga eh, even if
Yeah.
we're taking the meds and all of that, we still get those low
It's a daily
days.
thing, right? It's like a daily battle. It's like getting through the day and being okay that day. Like one day could be really fine and easy. One day could be like you don't even remember that you were dealing with anything, and then the next day could be like you're you're drowning even though you're not in the underwater.
Yeah,
It's
or it could be like, sometimes I don't know if I'm bipolar na, because like, first half of my day was great, and then
yeah.
now I feel like absolute crap, and I just want to lock myself in my room and not do anything. There were so many instances inside the house where nag-wake up call na, and I
Mm.
just couldn't get up. Not because I was sleepy, not because I wanted to sleep some more. I just didn't have it in me to get up. I don't want to wake up. I just want to be under the comforter and just stay in the dark. And I didn't want to really
Man,
change lapel. That's why I'm always asleep, because that's the best escape that I have. I just want to
so
sleep.
much of what you're saying explains so much to me that I didn't understand in the house with you,
Well, yeah,
Lex.
because it's not really something that
Totally.
we notice
Yeah.
usually, or we just
It's just like
act.
nabubo ko yung like, oh, that's why she did that. Like that's why she was always on the comforter. Like I
Yeah.
wish I knew some of these things more. I wish I was more aware as your housemate. But I just want to say, like, honestly, yun pa lang, start pa lang tayo, guys. And thank you for sharing that because that's not easy to share. Like, you know me, I hate sharing. Even when it came to small things in the house, I don't. But like the fact that you're brave enough to share that, literally is gonna change so many people's lives right now because people can relate to that. But yun pa lang, just thanks for sharing it. And something I related to that you said right at the beginning is Chi's episode when she got in the house. I remember being in the hotel arrest because I'm not in PBB hotel arrest yet. I'm in the airport hotel arrest because I flew from England. So I had a TV and I was watching you guys, and I looked at the guys on TV and I was like, um, do I have to do that? Like I was like, I'm gonna have to be shirtless with swim shorts on in the house with all these guys, and they've worked out every day. I was feeling that right when I got in. I related to you on that, and I've never even talked about that till now actually. But like every time we did stuff there, like I was pretty like body insecure. But for me, what I related to you the most about is what you were saying with the hot water. For me, that was eating. Alexa would say there would be times I wouldn't eat. There was one time they put it on the plasma, like we all had to eat, and I was like, I just don't want
Yeah.
to.
There were times where I wouldn't eat also just
Yeah,
because even though I was so hungry, I wouldn't eat because
same.
I felt like I can't gain any weight and all because
Yeah,
everyone here is so thin. Whenever I would see like sila Sam swim and I'm just like, oh sheesh.
yeah.
And then when I started taking my meds, um, I think I think it really helped, and the counseling it really helped because then I was able to swim or at least just stay in the side, not really
Oh my god,
swim.
I loved it when you made us all swim, even if we didn't want to. That was awesome.
Yeah, kahit
That moment was great.
yeah, like I was in that swimsuit at those times. I wasn't really thinking about, oh my god, I'm in a swimsuit. I must look like
Yeah.
crap. Oh my god, people must be saying I'm so fat because that's all I've been used to all my life. I wasn't thinking about that, and I was like, oh
Mm.
shucks. So this is helpful. The meds are helpful. Doc is so helpful. That's why sabi ko talaga, oh my god, y'all, if you think you need help, go get it.
Go get
Because
it.
so changes lives.
And
Legit.
then guys, also sa mga nanonood at nakikinig, for where we're at, sometimes like even right now, if I tell Lex, but you actually look great, like sometimes even if people tell us that, we can't hear it. Like we can hear what you're saying. We're not
Go
deaf, but
down
we
of your ear.
exactly in one ear out the other. So hundreds of people could be telling you you're great, but until you tell yourself and believe it, it doesn't actually have an effect sometimes. And look, I always tell Alexa like she's gorgeous,
Mhm.
and I'm a guy. Like guys don't even ever talk about this. So it just goes to show that like there are so many people of different walks of life that really go through this. Um, but what with the eating thing too, that's when they noticed it for me. It was about 4 days where I didn't eat, and then like they noticed all night I was just staring at the camera. Not everyone's asleep, and I'm just staring at it. Like Alexa would put the comforter, I would just look at it because I just couldn't sleep. And then yun, a week before that, I asked to see if I could talk to Dr. Andy. For those who don't know, back in 2020, I went through depression and kind of recovered from it. But being in PBB, it's like a pressure cooker. So there was some things that were like coming out of me again. And when I talked to Doc and Kuya, we were pretty worried because they were like, there was a week, and I think this is the week that because up until this week, me and you were pretty good too. Me and you were pretty good friends. I remember like cuddling you and being like, "You're the best." But then when I started having my stuff, I could tell that. Sorry, I haven't got COVID. I swear. Um,
Yeah.
um, I could tell that it was bringing out the worst in me because I was kind of just not dealing with it. And I've said this to TJ too. I was like, "Yo, I'm sorry. Like, I'm so sorry for like some of the stuff I was doing was just acting out because." And it's not an excuse. I'm not saying that this is an excuse, but I was all over the place in my head, and it was bringing out the worst in me. So when I talked to Kuya, he was like, "I'm worried because is my house bringing out the worst in you?" I said to Kuya, "Your house could be bringing out the worst in me, but I'm pretty sure it might be, but it's also bringing out the best in me. It's also bringing out the courage in me. It's showing me my weaknesses and things I need to deal with." Um, and yeah, nung nahati yung bahay, that was the most emotional week, and that was the week that I got diagnosed, and that was the week that I started taking my gamot. And yeah, there's an adjustment period to that. It doesn't just click. You don't just start taking it and then you're good. Like
They
your body
changed
has to
the
adjust.
meds 3 times.
Oh my gosh, me and Alexa and Katie would always talk about it because we'd have different times. Be like, have you gone to the storage room yet? Like, no, I haven't. I guess mine's
That's
at
so
night now,
bad.
and they try and get it at the right time, the right
Yeah,
dosage.
so there's a specific which I'll be trying now. I changed again. And as I'll
What's
be
up,
Sorry,
Albs?
guys. I've been here. I was just, fixing my bed because like it was a mess, and I didn't
All
okay.
good,
wanna
bro. All good,
people to
bro.
see it. But yeah,
All good.
sorry.
JA, if you guys see that Katie's here, Jordan's Angels will go down to make space for to make space for Kate. Just let us know in the chat, guys. Um, but yeah, we were talking about Albs when we started talking to Kuya about it. When it was at the point where we needed to seek help and not just deal with it on our own. Alexa was telling us about her time, and I was just saying for me it was about week 4 when without I mean they noticed Kuya sees everything. They noticed that I wasn't eating. They noticed I wasn't sleeping, and he just wanted me to talk to Doc Randy. And then the questions that Doc would ask, his evaluation from that was that, yeah, I needed to um, take some medication and really observe this and not just pretend it doesn't exist. Because nung gabing yun, I don't know if you were still there, Albs. I was fighting with Kuya about it, and I was fighting with Doc Randy about it. I was like, I don't want to go through this again. I don't want this to be my story. I was like saying all these things. I was like, no, I went through this. This chapter is closed. I'm not going through this again. Um, but they're like, we don't want you to go through this because we want you to go through this. We want you to go through this because we want you to get better. Um, and yeah, that adjustment period to that medication was kind of crazy for me. There was a lot of emotions, but yeah.
I
What
just want to
about
say
you, Albs?
something, dude. Like,
What's up?
because you touched upon the thing that closed chapter na to, we're done. I shouldn't be having to go through this anymore.
Yep.
That's the thing kasi with mental health. Like, you can never just close the chapter on it,
Yeah.
bro. It doesn't just go away like that. But like,
It's so
it
true.
really is something that we have to deal with. Not really deal with, but learn to accept for the rest of our lives. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there are always going to be times in our life na makakaranas tayo ng mental health, ng depression, ng anxiety. Kasi kasama lang talaga sa buhay yan.
It's so true,
So
bro.
like,
It can be
parang
a recurring thing.
reoccurring talaga siya. It really is. So like, diba? That's like something like I hope you think about in the future when you're
What's up, Ben
back
Hunter?
there na when you're back there na parang, oh man, I don't want to have to go through this again.
Yeah,
But
it
like,
was
you know
such
what I
a
mean?
weird like
Sometimes we really have to.
I was like for me, guys, it was control. I can control my life. I know what's going on in my day. I know what I'm gonna do. I'm pretty organized, but being in BNK, you have no control. Like you don't know when the next plasma message is gonna be, what next task is gonna be, and what's gonna happen. And it was so unexpected all the time. The only thing I could control was my closet. So I would always go back in there and I would refold my clothes because it's the only thing I can do to feel like I have some sort of control. And it
That's
was
just like super form of anxiety, dude.
yeah. And that's the first thing that Kuya noticed. He was like, "You've done like 3 times today," and and it was like because I can't control anything else in here. Wala. Oh, Tagalog, please. I'll try my best, guys. Sorry.
Dude,
Um,
nanonood ako ng stream mo isang beses. Galing mo mag-Tagalog, ah. I think yan yung may parang
because I was
singing
drinking.
challenge kayo.
Yeah, it's when I drink, bro.
Galing mo nga mag-Tagalog, dude. Nagulat ako.
Dude, I'm getting better. Gumagaling na ako. Okay. But yeah, those were the things. Those were the little things that Kuya noticed. And then after a couple of weeks, he called me to the confession room, and I sat down with Doc. And then yeah, that was the evaluation. And then very next day, Kuya took good care of me. That was one of the final things I said to Kuya was thank you for taking care of me during this whole thing. What about you, Albs? What was your experience like in the beginning when it started?